Hello, beautiful friends. It's Erika here to do my full moon energy reading. I want to welcome all of you guys to my channel if you're new and if you're returning. I am so glad that you guys are here. So if you've been watching my channel or my videos recently, you know how big this Scorpio full moon is that's coming up. And I just created a special spread that I'm going to do for the full moon. We're going to take a look at the energies of this particular full moon in Scorpio. That is Saturday, May 18th, 2019. Now, I will also say that even though I'm doing this video for that particular full moon coming up, as I'm recording this, if you find this video at another time and the messages are resonating for you, that is Spirit's way of bringing you the messages as they are intended. So, with that, I'm going to be, so really quickly, full moons have a bunch of different themes to them. And this particular Scorpio full moon has been coming up in the readings as a very pivotal time in the collective for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And full moons are all about amplification of energies. Things are heightened, the positive or the negative. So full moons will amplify anything going on. So we're going to take a look today about what energies are being amplified for both the masculine and the feminine with this full moon. What's also getting released. What is coming to light from your subconscious. Full moons are a beautiful time to be able to see things from a new light, to look at things that maybe were in your subconscious. It's like your subconscious almost opens the door for a moment and then it closes back up. But during a full moon, something will come up that potentially was more in your subconscious, but it's now coming to light. So we're going to take a look at what's going on with this full moon for both the masculine and the feminine for that. So I'm going to start by pulling an overall moon card for each, the masculine and the feminine, and see what energies are coming up. And I'll explain these piles here in a moment, but let's just get started. First, an overall card for specifically the theme of this full moon for the divine masculine, please, collective. And we're getting show the world the real you, the full moon in Aquarius. So this is about the masculine coming out and being who he really has been all along, that's been hidden. He's not been able to be himself. He's not been able to be true to himself in an outward fashion. The masculine has broken through the paradigms, the expectations, the roles, the way that he thought he was supposed to be as a masculine, and he's ready to show the world the real him, who he is in his core being. He's done his work. He's ready to just come out there and really show who he is in his truth, no longer hiding things. So this is a beautiful way to start this reading. Let's see for the divine feminine, what is the overall theme for this full moon for the divine feminine collective, please. And we're getting your commitment is being tested. Very interesting. This came out in the last reading I did for the divine feminines. So remember, I was talking about full moons are about amplification of energies. And this energy is whatever you're feeling in the moment with a full moon, it'll amplify it. So if you're in a really good mood and you're really happy and you're really positive, that's going to amplify. If you're in a bad place, that's going to amplify. So what's coming up here for this particular full moon is the concept of commitment being tested. Now, we're going to pull more cards and see what this refers to specifically. Obviously, this is going to be different for all of you, being a general reading. But what I've done is I've separated the deck here we're going to take a look at, I've pulled out all the major arcanas from both of these decks. I've pulled out all the cups cards for the emotions, all the swords cards for the thoughts, and I've combined the pentacles and the wands cards for what instincts are being amplified, because we're going to look at what emotions are being amplified, what thoughts are being amplified, and what instincts are being amplified with the energies of this full moon. So I'm going to pull, let's get another card. We're going to pull a major arcana for this full moon for the Divine Masculine. So let's see what wants to come out for this full moon for the Divine Masculine. And I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. And I was so psyched about doing this particular spread and basically making up this spread today that I forgot to turn my phone on Do Not Disturb and set my timer. So there you go. I just had to take a pause. All right, so let's see what's coming up. What is the major arcana theme for this particular full moon for the Divine Masculine, please? And if you won't give it to me, I will pick one. So please give me a card for the Divine Masculine. Oh my word, here's the Empress. He wants to show this to his Divine Feminine. He wants to show the Divine Feminine who he really is. He wants to show her that he's not been the full version of himself until now. And for some of them, for some of the masculines, this could also just be feeling very nurturing. Feeling like it's the right time to show himself, because the Empress is about fertility and abundance and nurturing. And so what I'm feeling is there's just this, he's ready. It's like he's grown, he's adjusted to being connected to his emotional body in a new way. He's ready, he knows what he wants, divine timing is at play. And it's because of this nurturing that he's given to himself, he's ready to now give that nurturing to his feminine. So let's see what the theme is here for the Divine Feminines for this full moon. Let's get another message about this commitment being tested. What is this referring to, please? What is the theme? What is the major arcana? Big lesson, big theme coming up for this full moon. All right. They're not going to give me one. I will pull one here in a second. There we go. Thank you. There's the Death card. This is the transformation. Some of you certainly could be ending relationships. The Divine Feminines. You could be ending a relationship that you're in and transforming. And guys, the Death card is the card of Scorpio. So it's just an amplification of the energies of Scorpio, which is about the depths, the transformation, the resurrection, the phoenix rising from the ashes. And what I feel like is that, are you truly committed to being transformed? This is a message that came through in the last reading that I did, possibly in the extended. I can't remember if it was the extended or the YouTube part of the video. But what I'm getting for the Divine Feminines is your commitment to your spiritual mastery is being tested. And this can go both ways, right? This can go, if something challenging happens, are you staying true to your truth? Are you going to let that throw you completely off? Or on the other side of it, it could be something where it's like you are so close to that final thing, or something starts to happen, and then you abandon the principles that have gotten you here. That's what it feels like more to me. But I am feeling like there might be a couple different segments of the collective that I'm channeling for here. So take what resonates and leave the rest, of course. But to me, this is a commitment to your spiritual journey. Have you really put the old you behind? Are you going to completely trust spirit, trust divine timing, trust your intuition? Or are you going to revert back to, how do I say it? Just revert back to the way that you used to operate in the world. All right, let's see what's getting amplified here in the emotions. What emotions are being amplified for the masculine at this full moon? The Ace of Cups. There's that new start. Yeah, he's feeling it. He wants this fresh start with his divine feminine. There's no doubt about that. Because we've got the Empress here, show the world the real you, this Ace of Cups. It's like he is going to be flooded with intensifying emotions for his divine feminine and wanting to show her what he's really made of. You know, a lot of the masculines have been dealing with some shame and guilt around how they've shown up in the past, possibly with their feminine, but in general in their lives, they've been in the distorted masculine energy and they've been breaking free of that. And they're ready to show the feminine that they are, that they're here. They're finally here. Okay, let's see what thoughts are getting amplified for the divine masculine. And we're getting the Knight of Swords. So he definitely wants to take action. He wants to go in, guns a-blazing. He does want to take action in truth. There could be something out of the blue that he does because of this energy that is potentially a little bit impulsive, out of the blue, quick, like charging in. Because you see how this horse is kind of pulling back, like, whoa, we're kind of going a little too fast here. But it's not that it would be a bad thing if this happens. It's just what he may be. He may all of a sudden communicate something or take action with something pretty quickly because of these heightened emotions. He's got the clarity. He wants to show who he really is. So let's see what emotions are being amplified for the divine feminine. And we're getting the King of Cups. Wow. So here's that spiritual mastery, right? This is about her making sure that she doesn't get her emotions get the best of her. Again, whatever the emotions are, what someone would maybe call a positive emotion versus a negative emotion. And again, there's judgment there, and you can debate whether there's such a thing as positive or negative emotion, because it's usually a flip side of the same spectrum. But what is being amplified is her ability to stay centered and to not give everything up right away. Like, remember I was saying at the beginning of the reading, if something is like right there starting to happen, not to get overly excited. And that sounds really counterintuitive, but the overexcitement is where it can just be a little bit overwhelming. Because I feel like for the masculines, what's happening is if they're taking some action, they're making a move, they are wanting to show the feminine who they are. This could, if she's not in the King of Cups energy, she might, I hate to use the term, but throw up all over him, right? Like be gushing. And this is not the time to be gushing. There is something coming through here for the feminine about making sure that she is connected to her emotions, feeling them, but not letting them take her over. Okay, so this is the mastery. It's coming across as king energy. which is somebody who, again, she's a balanced masculine here. She's balancing with her masculine energy in this card. What is being amplified in her thoughts with this full moon? What thoughts are being amplified for the divine feminine with this full moon? It's funny, they don't jump as much when there's only a few of them, so I may have to pull one. Show me which card you'd like me to take, please. Thank you. Okay, so we're getting the Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords is, there's a number of meanings for this card, and what I'm feeling from this with all the other energies coming through is, like I said, there's, for the flip side of you, this is intended so that you can understand if something comes up. Because to be completely clear, these readings have been building up to something really massive happening, a breakthrough, something big, the divine masculine being ready. Obviously, that is not going to apply to everybody who's watching this video, okay? And so if you've been watching this video wanting that to be you, and it doesn't happen to be you right now, this is what is going to be coming up for you. You're going to feel like you possibly have been deceiving yourself. There's something that you don't something sneaky going on, or maybe you're just fooling yourself. And so that's why I feel like there's a couple segments coming in here for the divine feminine. And know that just because it doesn't happen now, it's just that there are things that still need to be learned and healed and understood and worked through in divine timing, okay? So you might get these fears coming up around this. For others of you, this could certainly be that the thoughts being amplified are deception is over, like it's over. Where it's like, you know, it's over. You know that, not deception, because I'm not feeling it's like deception. I feel like it's the end of not living your truths. Okay? So it's the same energy, and it will apply differently to you watching this. So take what's resonating and leave the rest. But this feels, again, just feels like there's a couple different segments for the feminines coming in here. So let's take a look at what is, what instincts are being amplified for the masculine. So guys, I am going to be doing an extended version of this video because one of the things about this full moon, so this is a reading in and of itself. This is a complete reading about the energies and how they're affecting the masculine and the feminine. If this feels like it's resonating in the extended version, what I'm looking at is how to use this full moon to your advantage. Because if you use this full moon energy wisely, it can be a massive boost to manifestations, to intentions, to new beginnings, to releasing. And so in that extended video, what I'm going to get into is how to take advantage of this, how to use these energies positively. This will go everything from what they're currently getting closure on, what they're grateful for, what they're celebrating, what they're harvesting, and what they now see about their relationship that they didn't know before, as well as guidance. Okay? So if this is resonating and you'd like to continue on, that will be in the extended. The link will be down below. So, but let's see here what instinct is being amplified in the divine masculine. Okay, that's too many. One card, please. Thank you. The Ace of Wands. Taking action. This is what the divine masculine does when he's in alignment. He takes action. He's thinking of taking swift action in this new start of love because this is his instinct. The fact that his instinct is the Wand's energy and he's showing the world the real him, he's come into his power. That is what is, it's like, this is that primal instinct, okay? This is why I have the Pentacles and the Wands both in this deck, because to me that's the animalistic, primal, earthly Pentacle energy along with action. So here it is, guys, okay? And this is, again, why I feel like Spirit is bringing forth two different segments for the Divine Feminine, all right? Okay. What is instinct is being amplified for the Divine Feminine at this full moon? One card, please. Okay, one, please. Thank you. The King of Pentacles. All right. This is beautiful, guys. The King of Pentacles, this is the energy being amplified. She's got the King... Ooh. Extra emphasis on this message. This is about her knowing, staying very grounded, staying abundant, knowing that everything that's happening is going to be for the best. Everything has a purpose. Everything is good. This is a very abundant energy. Okay? So when we're getting two kings here on the side of the Divine Feminine, and this going on in the thoughts, I love that these two kings are surrounding these thoughts of the Seven of Swords. Because, again, this is mastery, right? I started this reading talking about mastery. And here's King energy, which is master energy. Not letting her emotions get the best of her. It just feels very solid. Okay? Across the board. I mean, this is really, really interesting that these are coming through. Okay. So let's see what's coming to light in the subconscious. And I'm going to go with this. What is something that is going to be revealed from the subconscious here for the Divine Masculine at this full moon? So we're getting the orphan child. And I love this because what's coming to light is the independence based on learning to go it alone, conquering fear of surviving. Because the shadow of what's kind of been hidden here is this feeling of abandonment that stifles maturation, seeking inappropriate surrogate families. So what he's doing is he's leaving behind immature family dynamics, immature patterns when it comes to relationships, seeking inappropriate surrogate families, which is attaching to families that are inappropriate for you. And so what he's doing is he's breaking free of that. He's learning to go it alone as who he really is. He's no longer afraid. He's no longer in fear mode. Going at it alone, meaning he doesn't need a unit around him to feel safe or secure, to show his value or his worth. You know, the Divine Masculine can stand alone. Obviously, with this approach to the feminine, he's not going to, but the energy of what's coming to light is there may be letting go. Again, for some of the masculines, they could be letting go of previous partnerships. Okay, let's see what is coming to light from the subconscious for the divine feminine. It's like, this is like he's gonna see how he no longer needs what he thought he needed. It was empty. It was not real. Not real from the spiritual perspective. It was a lesson, but definitely coming through. So for the feminine, okay, that's 2. Let's get 1 for the feminine. What is coming up from the subconscious for the divine feminine? And we're getting the student. I love this because remember I started the reading with the energy of staying true to your spiritual mastery, and you're getting the student, which what's coming to light is humility and devotion to knowledge and an openness to lifelong learning. It feels like the divine feminine could be discovering some things about herself. Unwillingness to translate knowledge into action. This is like where the rubber hits the road. Because there are a lot of people that can talk about spiritual truths and actually live them, but when they're tested is when it's the real test, right? Do you really show up from higher consciousness, or because of fear or doubt do you revert back? But it feels like what the divine feminine, because the divine feminines recently have been getting the message around humility and I've brought it forth in a bunch of my videos recently, but the concept that you always are going to be learning. Yes, you may be achieving this massive breakthrough in your journey with this full moon, or the start of a breakthrough. And it's important to not forget what got you here. Stay open to learning, lifelong learning. It doesn't stop. Okay, so that's just a beautiful reminder for the divine feminine. And I'm going to pull final cards here on what is releasing with this full moon. I'm just seeing which deck I'm drawn to. All right, I'm going to pull up from the Moonology deck. What is releasing for the divine masculine with this full moon? Okay, there's 2 things that just popped out. Conclusions are within reach. A personal issue reaches resolution. There it is. This is about closure. Completing something. Something being eclipsed out. Something, the past being, okay, so for some of them, it certainly could be a relationship that they've been in where they have completed their lessons. And for others, this is about leaving his old past behind, the distorted masculine, finally once and for all, and to finally show up like the divine masculine in his fullness. So those are beautiful full moon, and whoa, the feminine gets 2 as well. We're getting, don't let pride get in your way and take time to breathe out. So some of you may be a little afraid to show how you feel, because the King of Cups doesn't say to not feel. It just means to keep them in check. So some of you may be a little afraid to be open, but don't let pride get in your way. It's like this is what you're releasing, is no longer letting that get in your way. And taking time to breathe out. This is that anticipatory energy of, oh my God, it's right here, it's right here, oh my God. And then, but it's like, okay, you have to take a deep breath. Yes, it might be about to come to fruition, but it's like, it's a process. It doesn't just happen in an instant. It is a process. And sometimes when there's been some sort of build up waiting for something big, and obviously the energies have been big building up in these readings, so it's understandable you would have that energy because everyone's feeling it. It's coming through. But it is important to just like, okay, breathe out. Take time to breathe out. You got to let that air out in order to bring more air in. You can't, there's a point where you can't bring in any more air into the lungs. But this is what's releasing. This is why she's got the King energy here, the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Because she's not in the, it's like she's in a real, she just feels very grounded in a very solid way. Okay. All right, guys. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go over and do the extended of how to use this full moon to your advantage, how to use it positively. So we're going to look at how to leverage these energies of what's coming through to and get more in depth on what is finally getting more specifics on what's getting closure. Also, what is harvesting? Because full moons are about harvest as well. So what is being harvested after things that have been worked on? What is coming into that time? And we're going to also see about what they know now, or what they're going to see about the relationship with each other that they did not know before, specific to their person. And then we're going to get guidance. So if you'd like to join me over there, I will be going there at this time. And if not, I will see you guys next time. And I send you so much love. Bye.